Hey there, it's Muddy Road to Ducktown on the Mandolin for Patreon folks. And I think you'll find it's a great tune. It's in the key of A. You got to do some barring on that low string, but we'll work it out. Won't be too bad. We got Erynn to back us up on the guitar, so we'll run through it. And then we'll kind of break it down a little bit. And remember, you can always go practice with some of the other videos, the fiddle ones in particular. There's a fun one. We're just going to kind of go the melody and slide a little bit, and we'll try to make it to Ducktown before we're done there. So here we go. I'll do a little bit of a little potato lead in there if I can. Here we go. Thank you, Erynn. That's mighty pretty backup. A lot of A in that tune, and as you'll find in the guitar backup, you can do a lot of different things, but A works great. A lot of A and a little bit of E.
My favorite key, A.
A is her favorite key, of course, being from
Canada.
Victoria, yeah. So anyway, let's get into the nitty-gritty a little bit and just go through those parts. I think you'll find this keeps you moving a little bit, but the third part in particular is a lot of fun, and you got to kind of work. I think buddy James Bryan kind of played this years ago, and he learned it from Bob Holt.
Nope, Bob Douglas.
Bob Douglas, sorry. Bob Douglas. He might have known Bob Holt, I don't know. But anyway, he learned it from a Chattanooga fella and put a little, I think it got a little crooked with time there. James was great for just kind of making those tunes his own, and one thing he did was kind of extend that third part. So we're doing that, and what I tried to do there when I played it. So let's look at the, just think about the chords a little bit. So just for E, A and E, I'll play the melody through, and then we'll look at the chords a little bit before I wind up anyway. So, and we'll just think about the difference between the A, the D, and the E chord. So we'll have a little chordal exercise before we wind up. Okay, so first of all, we're going to work that, you got a little lead in. So we'll just take it a phrase at a time. If you can get where you can kind of sing it. So you're going up to the A. Just remember on the mandolin, if you have a lower string, then the A string's the second string. One's the E, of course. E, A, D, G. That A string, you can always get a nice unison. The same note on two strings. The 7th fret below on the 3rd string gives you that A, and of course you can work that lower notes to a slide. But I always say put the gravy in there. Let's just try that a few times. 2, 4, slide to 7. 2, 4, slide to 7. Just kind of get some windshield wipers going, just get a little groove. strings are a nice A chord anyway, so you're in A. 2, 4 slide. So that's the first phrase, a little lead in. And if you're thinking about where you are in the scale, you're coming up from that 5th notch. 5, 6, and all the way to the top, 7. If you played the whole scale. So that's the top of the scale, it's top of the mountain there, top of the heap. So we're going to go from there, and we're going to work that second string, 2nd fret B, and pull it, not pull off, but pick it twice there, and then you get to go to the 4th fret. So I'm going to do that whole little bit there. So starting with a little top of the scale, slide, the gravy slide to 7. 2 open twice, 4 open twice, and the first string open in the 2nd fret. Open and 4 second. So just try to find that a few times. 1, it comes in on the 4th beat, so you count into 3. You get 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3. First string, back to the 2nd. Let me touch something here, see if it's going to keep going. We got a little, there we go. We'll try to keep going, see if it makes it there. So we got the going up. From there, we get to go up to a high A on the 5th fret, 1st string. We get to do a nice little, what could be a D chord, I think, in the guitar. I may have done a D sometimes in the parts, so you'll see that in the other video. But we're working the 5th fret and the 2nd fret to the open string twice. And back to that 4th fret, and you're going to get the 2nd fret, 1st string. So let's try that. So it gets a little minor sound there almost, even though we're just, and you can stay in A. I think the backup sounds fine just in A there. So that's going to go 5, 2, open twice, and the 2nd string, 4th fret, and the 1st string, 2nd fret. And I'll go ahead and give you the next phrase. I don't know if I was doing that when I played it earlier, but they're kind of catching the E chord there. I think I was modifying that. Let's see. I think I did something like that. So I kind of simplified that. We'll do either one. Might be good to try both, but it's an E chord arriving there. They did a real nice, just outline that E chord. If you keep it in mind, you can just bar on the mandolin, 2 and 2 on the middle strings, and you got an E chord. And you got the, you're missing the middle note, which is going to be a stretchy to the 6th fret, stretch down. So let me do the whole first part for you so we see what we're aiming for. 1, 2, 3. 5 high twice. E arpeggio, starts to sing. Same thing here. And the ending phrase, the second time is going to be, yeah. So the first time, E arpeggio, and the second time, that's nice too. So let's just try those 2 endings. The first ending is the open, 4th fret, 2nd string open, back to 4, and then the E arpeggio. 2, 6, 2, 6. Second time, it just goes to that. Doesn't go all the way down to low E. So the whole first part one more time. 1, 2, go. High 5 twice. E arpeggio, repeat. Cool, right? And then we'll go ahead and do the second part. So now we get to slide into the 1st string. You put a little gravy in there. You can always go to the 7th fret there. It's an E note, climbing up from 4 or 5 to the E. Let me just play a couple of phrases for you. So that's the first phrase. And then you're back to that same territory. Let's just try that whole couple of measures there, the second part. 1, 2, go. 4, 5, 7. and that 5. And you're going to go back to that slide again. And then we get to do a nice little, work that second fret on the second string, kind of an E chord here. Back to the same thing, 5. Then the ending phrase of the second part. So it kind of catches a D in there, a D note. So again, you can stay, just do an E, but you can throw a D in there. So here's the ending phrase of the second part. So try that. Ending phrase, here we go. Open 4th. One more time. And again, you can slide there. So the whole second part, start that 4th and 5th fret is featured a lot. And the same kind of high 5 and 2, that A and F sharp. Now 1, 2, second part. High 5, twice. Slide, work that second string. 2, slide, high 5, twice. Ending phrase. Open 4, repeat the second part. High 5, slide, slide, high 5. This time you're going to go into the third part. Pretty good. Now the third part's fun. We'll go ahead and just cover that too. And like I say, you can go to the fiddle video where she's playing it slow and try to play along and get the melody in your head. If you can sing it, da 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 dee da do ba dee da do ba dee da do ba do. And again, as you play it for a while, you'll end up maybe doing a little bit different phrase for an ending phrase. As long as you're covering pretty much the right chord tones, it's going to be okay. I think I did that when I played it earlier. Third part, we get to do a nice bar, that same bar you had for E, low, and you can kind of scoot into it. And you're going to take up 2 beats, 3 beats really. You're going to go 1, you can kind of strum the 1, 2, 3. Because the mandolin, unlike the fiddle, you don't get a sustain unless you do a tremolo or keep the pick moving a little bit. So we're going to go a little pick, strum, strum. And then we're going to reach up to 6, 4, and 2. So let's just try that a couple times. Here we go. Slide to that 2, 2, 6, 4, 2, and then the phrase starts here. You're going to go 2, 4, 6, 6, 4, 6, 4. So I'm going to do that a couple times, starting the third part. Strum, 6, 4, 2. One more time, scoot. Strum, 6, 4, 2, 6, 4, 6, up to the 4 and the A. Next phrase is going to go so it goes down, so right down the scale there. So that little phrase there is going to be, let's just try that one time, go. 4, and there you're going to keep going. And then you're back to that windshield wiper kind of strum, taking up 3 beats. So let me do that much. 1, 2, third part. See, so one more time. Slide. And then you start moving. Here's that phrase. Right down the scale and start again. 2, 3, da, da, da. Same thing. This time you go back down, right. And the ending phrase is going to be this whole third part. Slide. Back and forth. Right down the scale and slide back and forth. This time 4 and 2. So I'll do the whole thing one time, and we'll just kind of get you in the ballpark. Chord-wise, let me just kind of talk about that. Really, Erynn was doing on the guitar was just A. Let's just look at A as just a bar on the low string. For easy E, we just get that 4th fret on the bass and 2, and you could even bar the middle string. So I would do that for A, and we might add something to that, and the E. So that's a basic thing. Another A and another E. If we went to, let's go down to 7 on the 3rd string and get 9 on the bass string. A nice little, the same shape we're using for E low on the low 2nd fret. We're going to put A there. And then another E is going to be keeping that 9th fret and getting the 6th fret. You can get it with your 3rd and 2nd finger. So I got 9 and 7, what I call a short reach and a middle reach. So you can do that low one. All right, so E, short reach and A. Maybe the first time do it there, right? Just do that back and forth. And the second time maybe go up to that, up to there, 9 and 7. And then you got 9 and 6. Sounds good. For all the parts, what we want to add, if we want to add a D in there, let's think about a D chord and A chord. The A note is in a D chord also. You have D, F sharp, and A in a D chord, A, C sharp, and E. So you have, if you have this A bar, you get a D chord, you can do 2 different things. One thing, you can take that E open and just do that for a D, or you can take it up to the F sharp. So let's just try a little exercise here, going from D and A bar, the open D, just to know where your D's are. Kind of hear that. And let's think about what I did on the guitar video. I was doing an A chord to a D chord to an E chord. So let's think A to D to E. So I could go like. So that's a nice thing I did turn around for some of the parts. So I try that bar A, 2 and 2. Then I go to E, I'm adding that 4th fret, 2 on the low and 4. And then just kind of swap places, get that 4 low and 2 high. Good. So the second part, we'll do that da 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 do do, just A to do 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 da. We'll go to E, and when we get to the end, da da do 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 do, we'll try that A to D D, A D E and A da da do do ba da do ba da do do. E can go any other end. Low part, again, you can just do a lot of A, and then you really could, what I did the first part on the guitar, I went to a D chord and held a D and E. So the third part, maybe try that. Experiment. Your turnaround could be just an E chord, or it could be an A to D to E, or it could be a D chord to an E and A. So they all kind of work, so it's a little bit tricky to know what to do. One last thing before I'm going to play the melody, one last time for you. I go up to that A on 9 and 7. For a D, I could bar 7. Right, and then go back to A here, and then that 9 and 6. So bar 7, and then 9 and 7, and keep that 9 and get the 6. So I'll practice the A to D to E, low and then high. So E, and then up to that 7 and 7, 9 and 7. And you can move it around, try different string sets. Anyway, that's just the tip of the iceberg, and that's a good place to slide back into the melody. One last time, 3 parts of Muddy Road to Ducktown, and I think you'll enjoy it in the key of A. But practice doing the chords behind these tunes too. So it's great just to practice the chords in its own right. Not even worried about playing the melody, but then playing the melody, and then where you can go back and forth is a big goal. Is what I always try to do. So she's got a good.
See, and more important.
It's very important to stand by your
mando.
Your mando, yeah, that's a great thing to do. And you can sit by your mando. That's not bad either. So I'm sitting right now, but she's standing. That's a great old poster, and a lady in England gave that to me. And if I could read her name, I wish I could. I'm sorry, but I'll post it on my thing if I can figure it out. But she might be able to read it. But anyway, I'm gonna play the last 3.
Helen
Helen
Onyx.
Okay, there we go. Helen Onyx. Good. Thank you, Helen.
Beautiful.
I've enjoyed that for many years. So
Hatch
if she
crust
sees
print.
this, yes, wonderful. She did it at did a training there, I think. So anyway, 3 parts of Muddy Road to Ducktown one last time through, and then enjoy your mandolins on a daily basis. I think you'll benefit greatly, and your mandolins sound better as a result. So here we go, one last time. Repeat the first part. Second part. Repeat that part. Third part. Oh, that's a pretty tune. The key of A is a great key for the fiddle and the mandolin. I hope you enjoy the Muddy Road to Ducktown, and take your time. And you got to go a little bit slower when it's muddy, so enjoy the trip. And your mandolin, like I say, benefits from playing it every day, and I hope you enjoy playing the Muddy Road to Ducktown. Thanks for checking in with us every month. We sure appreciate it.